Brian in Indiana. You're on the air, Brian.
Hi, Alex. How you doing?
Good, sir.
Hey, did you see the article last week where it said that Google has purchased these micro drones?
Yes.
Oh, because I never heard you mention it, but these little 3-foot...
The Washington Post reported 3 years ago that the government sends out artificial dragonflies at activist events, and the Washington Post even witnessed the micro robots watching people. Google is the NSA, and they now admit they're listening to your microphone and your computer, your video camera. They have AI computers watching, listening, building files on you. They're openly announcing they want to end net neutrality and start shutting down the free web, where you can only visit websites that pay for them to give you access, and that's if they accept you. But I did see the micro drone story. I'm glad you mentioned it. What's your take on it?
Well, the article I saw had a short video showing this thing hovering and circling around a house really close and things like that, and trying to look in the windows. They say it's outfitted with GPS and a camera and all that.
Well, I mean, Google 3 years ago denied that their mobile vans were grabbing wireless transmissions, and every time they do that, it's wiretapping. It's a serious felony. And now they admit, okay, we got a government contract worldwide in every industrialized country, and this has been admitted in the last month. They've been indicted in several countries, in France and others, and they just drive around. People could see the big NSA antennas, and engineers said that's to grab wireless transmissions. You know, it's like looking at a gun and saying, what's that for? What's a screwdriver for? What's a bottle of beer for? You know what things, you know, what's a bra for? What's a car for? You know what they do. They're driving around with these big antennas, and the government uses a private company to do it. They're not just videotaping your house. They're driving by, stealing all your wireless data, running it through the NSA. They are an NSA front, now admitted. Look, Google 4 years ago, Paul Watson saw their press release. They're so arrogant, they put a press release out saying we're using cameras and microphones on new computers to listen to everything you're doing. And we got called kooks when it was linked to Google and their press release. And now, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, Austin announced this week what I already told people 3 years ago. They've got license plate reading cameras on the police cars, many of them. They're putting them in downtown. They got face scanners going in. It's all NSA run. They got microphones on the street corners listening to you. These crooks, and they're crooks, take your tax money, pay it to private NSA companies so the thugs that run them get payoffs. You know, the government doesn't just surveil you. They create private companies to make money off. Now, since that caller raised this point, I'm going to go over some news and then go back to your calls. You know, I don't just get up here and say Google is the NSA. I've been saying that for many years because I had the documents. Just like in 1996, I read the Telecommunications Act, and it said they were going to give $9 billion to the telecom giants by 2001. They gave them 5 years to do it, October 1st, 2001, under law, to make all cell phones trackable in real time. Every fax, every email, every phone call you made is routed through the NSA, and they put in whole buildings or floors in the telecoms to do it. All illegal. And then Bush denied they were doing it, and then it came out they were. Everything is being run through the government illegally. Has nothing to do with keeping you safe from terrorists. We have their internal MIAC, Homeland Security, and other training documents. It's focused at landowners, gun owners, libertarians, conservatives. You are the target. While you think it's for guys wearing, you know, turbans on their heads, you're like, get them, yeah, take their rights away. The whole thing's focused at you. But here is the Chicago Sun-Times. Friday. Cops love iPhone data trail. And it goes on to say, every time an iPhone user closes out a built-in mapping application, the phone snaps a screenshot and stores it. And the cops access it without warrants. iPhone's photos are embedded with GEO tags, geographic tags, identify information, where it was taken. Even more information is stored in the applications themselves, including the user's browser history. The data is meant to be part of a direct, custom-tailored advertisements to the user, but experts say it can be used by police and is. The whole thing is a surveillance system, and it goes on. The phone itself automatically shoots and stores hundreds of such images as people close out one application to use another. It's taking photos without you even knowing it. The screen snapshots contain images of emails and proof of activities that might be exculpatory, inculpatory, or exculpatory, either show you're guilty or not. The keyboard cache logs everything you type. On and on and on. All under federal law. And this is your identity now, is these phones, are these systems. And Matt Ryan wrote a good story about it, boiling it down at Infowars.com, why cops love iPhones. I told you this 14 years ago and got laughed at when I was reading the Telecommunications Act. Families that are out there, but then they find out that that's not the business they're in. Go ahead.